Good morning, Arca family. This is Mr. Hanks. I'm here with lesson 2 for unit 3, chapter 2. All right, so we're not into the war yet. The first lesson was like the prologue, what's starting the war, what's happening in Europe. So now we're going to kind of bounce back to the United States, kind of see what they got going on, everything like that, because this primary source takes place a year before the start of World War One. So they see like a lot of the buildup, the tension in Europe happening. So Woodrow Wilson's first inaugural address, our president, Woodrow Wilson, he is going to come in and he is going to kind of give some kind of things, some kind of statements. And there's a few things I kind of need y'all to look for when we get into the reading for the primary resource, because it's kind of a lengthy one, but it's not hard to understand at least. Our objective for the day: examine the course and consequences of the war, including both its international and domestic impacts. And that's just kind of the theme we have going on and everything. Because remember, if Europe is getting involved in this war and we're kind of staying neutral for a minute, you got to remember, Europe, we have a lot of trade partners in Europe. Okay? So this is definitely going to be is definitely going to be having a major impact on our trade and other things like that. We're also going to have to try to play the fence on some of the things, but we're eventually going to get to a point where we realize, but we'll get to that eventually. All right, so let's kind of scroll through. We have our bell ringer. What was an unexpected consequence of World War I on Germany? And this is kind of foreshadowing out. We know that in the last lesson, Germany's kind of coming to the aid of their little country friend, their little ally. And of course, we know Germany loses both world wars. So what do you think is going to be an unexpected consequence on them? And this is kind of just going out of the way, like way future predicting, because Germany is going to be kind of key in examining world affairs going forward, things to do and things to not do. And we are at our primary source, Woodrow Wilson's first inaugural address. So kind of a short lesson today with everything, but he's got some main points. I need y'all, as y'all are reading this, I need you to look for a few things. I need you to kind of look for themes that he's addressing. I need you to look for what he's saying is potentially an impact on the United States. Because remember, he really just kind of cares about the United States, everything going forward with that, and just preserving our state in the world. So let's just kind of see the messages he gives off. So this is page 1, page 2, and a little sharp page 3. Awesome. So we have some questions I want you to answer with this. Oh, and right there, what themes or ideas stood out to you in Wilson's address? How does Wilson describe the state of the nation and its future? What responsibilities does Wilson believe the government has toward its citizens? What is the tone or feeling of Wilson's speech? Which details from the excerpt support your answers, so make sure you provide evidence for that as well. How does Wilson's vision for America compare to what you know about the country's situation at the time? So everything that we kind of know. And yeah, we've skipped a few years since the Spanish-American War, but everybody's kind of like figuring out what they want to be, who they are, and then this war kind of is going to kind of encapsulate all that. I also want the students to do a primary source analysis, just breaking it down, because that once again helps students kind of understand the message, the points of the message, what is the main message of the message, and who is the audience of the message. So yeah. I do want I'll take the first and the second one for this for a DOK question. Investigate how Wilson's inaugural address reflected the political climate of the time. What factors may have influenced his message? So, and when they talk about climate, like political climate, just the standings of the world, like what's the feelings of the world? Is it cool? Is it cooling off? Is it like really warm? Just what does he see? Remember, this does take place a year before World War I's true breakout. So it addresses kind of preparing for that. And the second one, formulate an argument about the effectiveness of Wilson's inaugural address and addressing the concerns of the American people at the time. So what do you think were some concerns about the American people? Like, oh my God, are we going to have to go to war because we're allied with these countries now, some of them? What's going to happen to us? You know, you don't want a war to break out. War is the last thing you want to see happen. And I will... Ooh, not that one, not yet. I'll take this as my exit ticket for the day. What is Wilson trying to warn about in his inaugural address? So what is his warning? That's the main takeaway I want you to have from this. What is he telling our country? So make sure you give your statement, evidence, and explain it. Make sure you get that done. And like I said, this lesson was just a primary resource, so a little short one. And we are heading into the beginning of the war in our next lesson, because we're going to see the beginning of the war and how the United States is going to try to handle that. Try is the key word. So yes, awesome. And without that, I hope you all have a great, wonderful, beautiful day. Live the arc away. Grow strong minds, strong hearts. Love yourselves and love each other. Have a good one, y'all. Bye. I don't know why I do this.